If you haven't seen Parasite, get to it while it's still in theaters. Thanks to Sunday's Oscar wins, it has new life and really does hold up after repeated views. Now, if you're looking for something new, don't count on Downhill or Fantasy Island, two remakes that botch the goodwill of their predecessors. In Downhill, Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus play a couple whose rocky marriage takes a big tumble when they're confronted by an avalanche. Because he doesn't do the right thing, she's more than willing to throw him under a snowbank. Directed by Nat Faxon and Jim Rash, the film is just another take on Marriage Story. Here, life isn't as brutal as it was for Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, but it's not the laugh fest you expect. Louis-Dreyfus still has a way with a snarky line, but Ferrell can't quite bring the heat when it's needed. When another couple, played by Zach Woods and Zoe Chow, enter the picture, Downhill becomes the not-so-perfect storm. It's better than some of the films we get this time of year, but it's hardly a reason to brave a winter storm. The same is true of Fantasy Island, a horror version of the popular television series. Instead of Ricardo Montalban welcoming folks to his resort, it's Michael Pena, a host who manages to tap into their worst revenge fantasies. Pretty Little Liars' Lucy Hale is among the guests who regret their choices. They run from fires, watch as planes explode, and face their enemies. It's hardly the winter getaway you might have been expecting, but at least it doesn't come with the coronavirus or an all-you-can-eat salmonella buffet. In short, Fantasy Island is a nightmare. And finally, we get the long-gestating Sonic the Hedgehog. In this adaptation of the popular video game, Jim Carrey and James Marsden are put into play with the animated character. Now, when fans first saw how he looked, they rebelled and producers went back to the drawing board. Whether they retooled the plot is anyone's guess. But if you believe Carrey, it's going to be the biggest surprise of the week. Now, if you're not a risk taker, get back to Parasite. It's the host with the most. With your movies in a minute, I'm Bruce Miller.